Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Rao, uh, coming to my usual hour, which I my end of the day treat for me, just to communicate with my friends and see what's going on. And Friday evening, everybody must be partying, probably. That's okay. Uh, just end my day with this. I've been uh, happily busy and preparing some statements for the bank of my projection, whatever, uh, which is kind of not me. I'm more into what is happening now. Okay, I don't want to project anything and take it as they come, right? But that's okay. Some need to be done when you have a corporation, when you have a business and all that, right? So that's the practicalities. I do it as a service, and then we're happy with whatever we get, right? I've been talking about this proactive wellness because I'm quite concerned with the expenses of the medical care that has gone up in this country a lot, right? And many people don't have even access. Many people don't have a good insurance that can reliably pay all our medical bills. And as a matter of fact, medical one episode is responsible for many bankruptcies because one stay can wipe you out. So that happened to so many people who have seen that. And also, people are not well enough to be passionately involved in their whatever endeavor they have, job or business, to really deliver their optimal capacity to work well, right? That's also we see. So a lot of people are. I think some guest is here. Let me see. Ottawa. Okay. Hello, Ottawa.
Hello, Dr. Rao. How are you?
I am great.
I am so glad that you're me.
Yeah.
I'm so that. Thank you for letting me speak. When I think of the words proactive wellness,
Yeah.
it reminds me of what am I going to do to stay focused on being well, right?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
proactive wellness means to me
Mm.
staying reminding myself of the commitment that I've made towards my weight goal.
Yeah.
Also,
You're cut off.
what am I going to do to stay in sync with them?
Mm.
What am I going to do to stay connected to that goal? What actions am I going to take to bring that goal forth and accomplished?
Yeah. Did you make some goals right now?
So that's what I think of when I think of proactive wellness.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
important.
I did. I need
Mm.
some movement goals because we talked last time.
Mm.
Right. So my movement goal is tomorrow I start with 4 laps in the swimming pool.
Good.
So I'm going to do 4 laps on Saturday and 4 laps on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's
So it's
good.
about movement. It's
Yeah.
about movement. Now I did look up that wonderful site that you told me at, and it did not allow me to join. So
Mm.
I didn't know exactly the chance to go to the chat
You are
and
cutting off.
kind of give me some information on how that works and what it's more about. I'd really appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, you are cutting
Good.
off. I can't hear you. Half you are cut off. I don't know, the connection is not good there or something, because
Okay. So I can leave and come back.
yeah, try that, because
Maybe
most of the words are jumbled up.
will be better.
Yeah, leave and come back.
Thank you
Maybe,
so much.
yeah, maybe that will work.
Yes.
Yeah, she's trying to come back, but I don't see her yet. Maybe she's taking the time, probably. Yeah, there she is.
Can you hear me now clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you are cutting off in the middle. That's why then I could not hear you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Now tell me. Yeah, she has some connection problem, looks like. So, okay, I think she has difficulty connecting. If she comes, I will allow her again and then we'll continue our chat. Yeah, Tova was talking about losing the weight and proactively. That's good. She got the spirit of the proactive wellness and she's planning doing some laps of swimming, which is great for the weight loss because with the buoyancy, you don't feel the same weight that you feel on the ground. So it's an excellent idea to go actually, this is aquatic exercises that we prescribe to patients who are obese, are not able to walk, not able to move with their weight. So it's a good thing to start. Okay, going to the water, laps are good, but if you don't want to lap, you stay on the you know not the deeper end, but the shallow end. That way you will be able to. Hi, Jacob. Come on up. Hi, Jacob. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. So I was talking to a lady. She was talking about going and swimming because she wants to lose weight and then she's normally not able to move because of the weight. So I was telling her how I encourage my patients to do that because, in the water they have the buoyancy, so they won't feel the same way, which is a very good thing. As a matter of fact, we used to have this YMCA. I think for some reason they were not running ever since the COVID. But then they used to have big swimming pool, like normal shallow end and the deeper end. So I used to ask them to go stay on the shallow end and do a lot of exercises apart from the laps. Some people may not be able to do. Even if you cannot do, you can just go and stay on the shallow end and do various exercises in the and then there was a coach and he used to coach them for the aquatic exercises. So I used to encourage them very much. So she was going to do 4 laps tomorrow or 4 laps the day after, which is good. Okay, so I was encouraging her, but unfortunately her connection is not good. It's getting lost. So hopefully she will come. She's still there, but I don't know whether she will want to come back or not. So, what do you think about Jacob? Laps and aquatic exercises?
I love swimming.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like that it's a full body workout
yeah,
and it's easier on the knees than jogging
yeah,
because
yeah,
because
yeah,
you don't have gravity working against you.
yeah. Hi, Hakim. Yeah, yeah. That's the thing that I was talking about because I love swimming too, Jacob. Even in the middle of a very busy practice, I used to escape to the AMCA for a few in the morning, a few in the evening. Like that used to refresh me up completely. So I love swimming too. We were living closer to sea in India and also in New York too, right? So whenever we have a weekend, we used to escape to the sea, and the beach facilities are not that great in India. So they are more like left alone, and nobody maintains them. I wish they could turn them into tourist attractions. Only certain parts are, most of them are. The beach that was close to us was on our own, but then the heat was so intense, so we could not stay much longer. But then we used to enjoy that water. My friends used to call me, "You must be a fish in the previous life. That's why you love water so much." So it is refreshing, right? When you go in the water, it's really refreshing. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
even the sensation of being submerged in water
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
like there's something special about it.
Actually, you can improve the pranayama if you combine that while you're swimming, right? So a lot of people, that's the problem, right? Difficulty of breathing when they go under. But with the pranayama, you can go down and stay. Try this next time you go swimming, Jacob. Just dip, go down and stay there for a few seconds, as much as you can do, which will it is called kumbhaka. When you hold the breath and don't breathe in and out for a while, that is a very good thing to do. Try that, okay, next time when you go to the water. I do that.
Kumbhaka.
Ah,
Mhm.
that's what you do
It's
is,
funny.
now what you do is, we come out to the surface, take the deep breath, hold it, and go down, and don't breathe out till you are ready. Come up and then breathe out. It could be 10 seconds, 15 seconds, that's okay. But progressively, you will improve the time, and which is very, very important to improve the time progressively, not do it all of a sudden. By the way, I have a new schedule with which I'm training pranayama meditation separately too, because most of the people in the class sometimes they come different times, and sometimes they cannot make it because coast or what country, whatever times, right? So now I'm training somebody in the morning, somebody in the afternoon, somebody in the evening. Okay, I don't do all the sessions, maybe a little bit, but then that's why some people need a special instruction on breathing, because they are athletes, they are professionals, or somebody having some problems with asthma, bronchitis, all those things. So that's why I said, okay, I'm going to open up a session in the evening. If you are interested in that special breathing practices, Jacob, that is what you should look for. Okay, there is a new website coming up. All these listed there, so that you can enroll and join that if you are interested. Just information. Okay. Hi.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Like whether it's a talk, whether it's the yoga or a
Mm.
meditation, like
Mm.
really enjoy spending time with you,
Yeah.
and I do understand. Like, I wish I could give you some sort of financial compensation too. We can talk about that. Like, I'm not doing the best
Yeah,
financial
you can.
employment, but
Yeah.
I do recognize that like this is something that's
No,
very
the way
beneficial,
the
and
way
you do spend time and energy.
the way I deal with it is like students or youngsters or old people, fixed income and all. They always talk to me as a doctor in the practice, and I kind of had my own arrangements or payment arrangements, or letting them get some discounts, or insurance company help. So I always encourage them to communicate with me, because it's not the complete relying on the money that is important for me. It is that how much impact I can make, with these things. That's the reward. Okay. If the people are interested to do these things, that they are sincere about it, I go out of my way to get them in somehow. You know, that happens good, but some people, especially physician and patient relationships, is that they cannot be all about money. It's about how best we can help them. So that's there. So we'll talk privately, and then you can make your own arrangements, and then that will be good, Jacob. Okay, you don't have to be strictly fixed on that. Okay, so don't worry about that. More important is, I want students and people who are receptive to this and willing to help themselves.
Of course, of course. It's
Yeah.
just I feel like you give me a lot, and I don't
Yeah.
always want to be taking. I want to, Anyway, we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
Thank
don't
you.
worry, don't worry, because money is only one aspect. It's not everything for me. Don't worry. And you know what? I always tell people, be worthy of money, money will come to you. You know, if you are worthy of the money, it will come. You see, some of the patients, what they did, because they got some break when they had tough time, they came back and not only paid, they brought me more people. So, in other words, they made money for me just because I was understanding. I wasn't doing with the purpose that they have to get me more patients, but they got more patients. So, it happened after a while. We stopped advertising because we don't have to. Our people will go and bring more new patients for us. So, we didn't have to advertise. And that money saved is also made money, right? So, that's how I look at it. Everything balances out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mm.
I like the birds in your background.
Yeah.
I had a very interesting thing this week where, not on my apartment balcony, but
Ah.
my neighbor whose balcony is connected to mine, there was a pregnant pigeon who gave birth to two babies, kind of right in between our stuff. And now, like, there was a big storm, so I kind of gave them some water and like this. I felt bad kicking them out. Like I don't know how to communicate with these pigeons, but like I allowed them to kind of like
stay there. Yeah.
have a week here because we have bad weather here. But yeah, I told them they have to move out.
You know what we were told in India, because these pigeons they come and make their nest in the in our the wood. Some are wood, some are beams are like that, right? They are making their nest in there, and we were told if they make nest in your house, that is good luck for you. And then they said, be very nice and kind to them. Don't really, because sometimes this is another belief. I'm not saying they're correct, but what I'm saying is they said all Mahatmas sometimes dress like that and come to your home in the form of a parrot or something like that. There are stories, but still they made an impact. When you're very small, you kind of look at them like they're sages or something. That was really tickled us later on how they bred this nurturing spirit within us. So nice to see the birth of those small creatures, and then uh, really sprouting. Even the seeds, we used to put them in the soil, right, Jacob? And then the life coming out of it, like it is really beautiful to watch the beans and the eggplant and tomatoes and all of that. We used to see the buds coming up. That was very beautiful too. Um, yeah, India can be pretty wild, and you can have a lot of animals coming and staying with you. So you don't want to be cruel to them. That's why they used to teach us. They are also kind of living beings. They may be hiding as sages in that shape, in that room. So we used to believe those stories we used to read, that these sages take whatever form they want, physical form, from being a snake to mongoose, like that. Funny stories were there, and we used to think they are real, and they are really. So we were not afraid of anything, and they also didn't harm us, even though they came face to face with us. Lots of times. Thanks for ringing up some memories for me, Jacob, with the Vijay story.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah.
Something told me that I should share the story.
Yeah, that's a beautiful story. I like that. Anyway, the business here, what we were trying to do is like, Tova brought about obesity. That's a good example of why we need proactive wellness. Because only a few people who are coaches, who are really teachers, or who are healthcare practitioners, they are conscious about maintaining a range of weight, and they actively do some things. I'm saying, why not in the culture itself that should be embedded? It's like, if you encourage those behaviors, it's much better than treating them after they become obese, because fat is very, very difficult to get rid of if you are sedentary and then you're used to eat a lot of quantity of food. What happens is the stomach size really increases, and then unless the food or the water what you take stretches to that extent, you don't have this satiety feeling of full, feeling of satisfied with the meal number. That's why a lot of obese people, if you notice them, they eat a lot, they eat pretty fast, you know. So you can change that. You can be deliberate about eating slowly and really chewing a lot, and then also enjoying the food. That simple act of sitting in silence, enjoying food, and then really paying attention to what you are munching and then savoring it, that makes a huge difference, you know. But people are always in a hurry, and they want to eat at certain time, and then they just grab something and go into the car and eat. That's something very simple thing you have to change. Okay, take some time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but sit down and eat. Sit down at the table and eat. That is also last disease, and people take this to in front of the TV and lie down on the sofa and eat it. All those things can be changed in the culture without really doing major things. Take some time, go and sit down and eat slowly and in silence mostly. I think everything is going in. We talk while we eat. We don't know what we are eating. We just put it, everything, stuff it, and then swallow it. All those things are easily correctable at the culture level. So maybe somebody should do advertisement of what's the proper way to eat. I don't know whether people will follow it, but if you want to see my ebook about obesity is all about this non-invasive, something that you can do by yourself. Like you can grow vegetables on your own, you can cook on your own, and then you can sit down and eat on your own, and you can responsibly dispose of the waste. These are things I talked about in the ebook. But also, how do you really go over the taste problem? That's the biggest thing we found. NIH has done a study. They had answers for a lot of problems in the obesity spectrum, but the taste thing, something to overcome, they were not able to do. Yoga, on the other hand, teaches you how to withdraw the sensory input and also how to be indifferent to it too. So, ahara means food. Pratyahara means you consume ahara, that's one thing. Pratyahara means you don't. You kind of stay away from that. You won't be tempted and all. There is a way to do that, you know. That is one thing. Body image, that is a big deal, psychological problem, because people think that's because they are heavyweight and they are not attractive or something. That could be partly true, but the more than appearance, what is what kind of person are you? What kind of inner self you have? That is what people are attracted and stay with you. Suppose you look very beautiful, but then when you talk, it looks really ugly. You are insulting, you are arrogant, you are really disrespectful. Then people will say, "I don't want to go to this near this person." So focus on the inner being, focus on the inner beauty of being civil, being courteous, being compassionate. That's what you should do. Maybe a lot of fat people, however, they are happy-go-lucky people. They are not really mean people. You know, I noticed that several times in India also. We used to call them, "Oh, these guys are really happy-go-lucky people." They're not serious, right? So that is there. Another thing is, uh, fatty people don't really control their appetite. That means don't go by their appetite as much as they constantly eating and killing the appetite circle. Circadian. These are special things that I was addressing in my ebook. So that is something maybe that will help people like Toa. You know, as I said, I have new people working on my website, and the new people working on the marketing thing, and the new people working on how I put all these ebooks on the. I have 30 ebooks I need to publish, and they are consulting some IP lawyer or something. So they want to all the intellectual rights and everything, something procedure they told me, and they are doing it, all of it. So after that, you all will have access to these ebooks, probably on the Amazon and all that too, which is fine. I am busy consulting with people, and I kind of gave them a schedule now. In the morning, I will do the yoga session, and also people who come for this pranayama, who come for this meditation, they're on and off. So occasionally, I will do the evening hour for them. But in the morning consultations, afternoon coaching sessions. That's how I arrange myself. This way, I'm kind of not really overworked, but at the same time, meaningful work for people who want those services. So some of the courses I teach are for the burnout main thing, and also for the IT professionals and the servant leadership for the corporate. These three courses I always engage people in. But because they are 12-week courses, we have one or two per day. So usually that's not a big deal. And consultations on various problems. They ask me a couple of hours, I do them. So this is how I structured myself: morning, evening yoga, and morning sessions are consultation, afternoon session for the coaching. That's what is going to go. Only other weekdays. On the weekends, I have my own stuff to do and enjoy myself too. Makes it clear, Jacob?
Yep.
Yeah. So simple, but at the same time effective for being available to people. I do spend a lot of time, even though they come for an hour. I do spend sometimes 1.5 hours, 2 hours, because their problems are like that. You see, complicated. Unless they're complicated, they don't come to me. So I also want to be available for them, not just put even in my practice. I used to give a lot of time. Whatever they need, I used to give them. Then what happened was communication got better, and they were able to tell me everything lots of times in one sitting. And then later on, they didn't have to. So they come and go like that. That is what I was not to be pushed by the insurance and pharmaceuticals, because I own the clinic. I own everything in the clinic. I think that's the smartest thing I did, because I was able to do kind of lifestyle I want by myself. And it so happened it was in the middle of this bean fields and all that. They chopped them off and gave me the land, and so I was able to do that. But basically, what happened was all the deer and everything is good to traverse that land. There was one guy that said on the farm, and he said, "Oh, that now you are coming, this new clinic you are building, and then all this deer coming goes away." I said, "I'm sorry, but I want to serve this land." And then they gave me everything to come into that town, because there was no doctor there before. But I'm the edge of my town, so they gave me that. And I was happy in the clinic for a long time, long, because everything is fields around it. The main road is right in front of us, so they come to drive, and I have a big parking lot by myself. So I kind of they put me into a new building, Jacob. So that was nice. I don't know what it is. Every time I go and present to a banker, they gave me what I wanted. It was much questioning. Then I thought, oh, it must be luck for me. But maybe the presentation, maybe the sincerity, I don't know what it is. I had luck with that. That was a major thing in my life.
Yeah, we can call it luck. We can call it, maybe you got the right type of energy, the charm, perhaps. Who knows? Yeah.
I think they caught hold of what I was intending to do. I know what I wanted to provide for my patients, and they've seen that after that also, because you cannot hide. The reputation goes to all the people, right? So we kind of very simple thing we did was we are going to treat these people as the extended family, right? That's one thing. Second thing is we're going to look for the roots of the illness. Apart from, you say somebody comes in discomfort, we're going to treat them right away, right? So we're going to treat the pneumonia, we're going to treat the heart failure. That's all given. We have to do. Apart from that, how we receive them, how we explain everything to them, that started right in the 90s. Not lately, it has become more of a some process, but I was in that from the beginning because I didn't want that interaction to be mechanical. I wanted some human connection. So the movement is to explain to the girls very simply. Suppose somebody walks into your house, how we treat them? We kind of give a smile and we invite them, right? And then we kind of make them sit down, make them comfortable, maybe give some water or make them know why they are here, what they are here for, what's going to go on. Explain everything as they're going to encounter and explain during the process whatever. So nurse receives the patient and then she takes him comfortably, puts them in a room and tells them, I'm going to take your vitals now and I'm going to take your medication history and the doctor will come and examine you. He will tell me what to do. Then I will come back and take care of the X-ray, blood test, whatever it is. That explaining, that was something ingredient with me, and I made sure the staff really took time for that. And there was a schedule thing that I used to follow. What it is you uh, around the lunch hour, before lunch hour, you kind of book more patients, and then to the morning, the less. And afternoon, just after lunch, more patients, and the end of the 1 hour, that much. That way, morning free time, evening free time are allowed. So you can come in the morning and get ready for the day. Check all the supplies, check all the people that are important, and EMR is working, and all the things are there. Like that, we used to call morning huddle. Then you can gather together and plan for the day. Even few minutes. Sometimes we take only 5 minutes. Then we know, oh, this person is coming for routine visit, renewal medication. This person is coming for a stress test. I used to do cardiac testing right in my office. This person is coming for a pulmonary function testing, that also we used to do. And this person is coming for a heart replacement, this person is coming for a bone marrow density scan, like that. So all those things are planned for the patients who are coming in, and then close to lunch, more patients are seen, and then you could take a lunch break and then come back and see more patients immediately. And after that is done, in the evening, you have time to prepare for the next day or just settle on whatever we had done today. That used to work. So many patients come, and we used to at the time there was no online ordering, but I was the one who took the online ordering first, as a physician. So I kind of gave a lot of prescriptions, so they have to call them to the pharmacy at the time and make sure they got the medication and all that. So that last few hours that they had, 1 hour or 2 hour, that really helped them to complete everything and go home. How was that technique?
Sounds very interesting.
Yeah. Apply that into any endeavor that you are doing. The main things are done in the morning, and then that's what we call delayed gratification. See, for the realization of longer goals, you want to sacrifice the immediate gratification. So delay that. That way you'll be able to do that. Okay. So that kind of these are all principles I learned in the yoga system. It's called shreyas versus prayas. Shreyas means what is the good for the long term, what is going to be good for our general well-being, what says what is immediate but is not really good for us. That is prayers. So employing that in modern context like that really produce an atmosphere of not having stress, but at the same time, we are really involved with what are the goals of us, where are we there, what we are doing, and all that. So a lot of kids became very responsible, very um, uh, happy to deliver care and all, because all those nurses, I taught them how to really make a rapport with the patient, because you are going with the attitude of how can I help? What can I do extra to make your visit easier? That's a simple thing. But then once they went there, not with an arrogant attitude, but with a service attitude, uh, they also got a lot better, because they are able to realize the giving and taking at the same time. And the people who thought this is all, I don't know how to do that, they did not stay longer, because they have to understand this is a humane care, and you got to treat people as human beings, not a number. That is the difference, I think, between our clinic and other clinics around. And so we had natural attraction. And then when they came also, it didn't feel like I'm running an office. It felt like more like I'm in my own house and with my own family. So, and another touch we gave was, I'm not saying just to boast ourselves, I'm saying how these things can be employed with any work type. That's why. For example, obese people, for example, we had a lot of people, because a lot of truck drivers came for the motor vehicle certificate. We used to do that at the time, and they gave, and then we tested them. We kind of uh, did the sleep apnea test for them, because they are really a lot of them falling asleep at the wheel. So we have to do that. We are doing that. And so these people's eating patterns and lack of activity, and really worried about their sleep and all that, because they could make an accident, right? That's why they come. And unless I clear them, they can't have their license continue. That kind of thing was there. And those people, I told them, okay, when you are in town, when you want to come in the evening, we used to gather people with similar problems without revealing all the details of their illness. Then we used to do educational sessions free of cost for them after the clinic is over. That is what I'm continuing in this talks also. I used to love it when I talk to people, and then really helped them to, at least to some extent. Okay? And then also, as an occasion, give them the philosophy of the clinic, how we approach the obesity, all these non-invasive measures I talked about, all these yogic ways of losing weight, breathing, and exercise, and all those things we used to talk about. And they were fascinated by them, because they never heard about how to control the taste, or how to not to have a bad image about themselves, psychological, and how to not to eat with another obese person, because they feed on each other and they eat a lot together. Do you know that? That's what happens, Jacob. They kind of sit opposite each other, and then nobody is there for them to question, criticize, or anything. They both eat a lot. Actually, there was a study. I think Cisco, that company, they did a nationwide data collection of obese people eating obese people, with no, not them eating them, obese people eating with obese people. They consumed a lot more food than when they are eating with other people. That was the conclusion of the study. Anyway, huh?
That's very interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting, because they feed on each other, right? They don't have anybody staying in front of them, telling, oh, don't eat that, don't eat this, and all that. They kind of celebrate being a foodie. They celebrate eating happily in the company of a friend who also enjoys the food, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of problem going on with obesity for a long time. And now it has become a pandemic. Everywhere people are, I think, I will point out two things. Number one is this TV entertainment or sitting in front of them and then not moving, or video games, whatever. That encourages the sedentary activity much more, and also computing work and staying beyond the regular hours and all that also. And uh, ubiquitously available fast food. Wherever you go, that will be fast food, right? And those two are contributing like anything. And also, people do these things like Tawa is coming back, or hopefully it's all fixed for her. So, mm, yeah, there you are, Tawa.
Dr. Ralph.
Yeah, I can hear.
Thank you. Can you hear me a little better?
Yeah, better.
Very good. So what I said was proactive wellness to me means staying committed and staying on the measurable goals.
Yeah.
In the present, right?
No, don't worry about the measurable goals.
Right.
Focus on the process. Focus on the process. Then you will get the goals anyway.
Yeah, that's a wonderful way of expressing that, Dr. Rao. That's exactly right. But mainly, to be proactive in anything, you have to stay committed. Stay committed and trust the process.
Definitely.
And I think when you have a lacking of trust in the process, that's what makes you frustrated. That's what makes you want to give up. That's what makes you give up, right? So I believe that proactive wellness is telling yourself every day, going to stay committed to this goal, even if I didn't lose the pound this week, even if I didn't do my movement perfect or my drinking the water perfect, or if I splurged on a dessert when I shouldn't have, whatever the case, to remember you're human and to err is human.
Exactly.
And so therefore you need to continue believing that you're going to make mistakes, but it's how you handle that mistakes and move forward in trusting the process to be successful.
This humanness and making mistakes, I turned it around. How I turned it around is, I am capable of committing mistakes, fine, but I am also capable of forgiving myself, and also I can put on the affirmative positivity over what I'm going to do. Like I was telling the other day, Bruce Lee, he wrote some goals he wanted to achieve by 2 years, right? And he achieved every one of them by the end of 2 years. So we have that self confidence and all the day. We just have to bring it by being really, I can do this. I'm good to do this. It's like positive affirmation all the time. We are capable of that.
Yeah, and I think the word is determination. How determined are you to really meet that goal and be accountable for moving through the process and being honest, very honest with the truth. Like there was a time that I was wanting, I forgot to put something down, the 2 little cookies that I ate right before bed. I just at first I thought these are special cookies that aren't fattening, but it does have some content of stuff that I need to include in the data, right? And so I almost said, nah, I'm just going to blow it off. I'm not going to put it down. It doesn't matter. And then my other, more positive self.
Yeah. Come back, Tawa. You are cut off in the middle.
Happened. Thank you for having me back. What happened was I thought of myself, and I thought of myself, if I cut that corner and don't put that down and have the data, how can NewMap really help me? On top of that, am I being honest with myself? So I would be fraudulent because I didn't put that information in there to really continue with taking that analysis and doing better or making another measurable goal so that I can achieve that weight loss goal. So it still goes back to, when you cheat and be a cheater, what does that really say about yourself? It says you're not honest. And if you're not honest with yourself, how can you move forward to trust the process and get to the goal?
Yeah. What I would do if I should work with you, first of all, I would not put pressure on yourself. Just go with the goals and process. You will make it. Don't have to self-talk and affirm each step. You just do it and congratulate or positive you are doing, and they will build up. Okay? Don't
Dr.
focus.
Rao,
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing real quick before I cut off again, so I
Yeah.
can let someone else talk.
Sure.
They have found, I looked at the scan of the polyp in my gallbladder,
Okay.
and it's pretty big. I was shocked. So
Yeah.
I'm seeing a doctor on Monday. I feel like, what do you think? I should continue with Noom. Don't worry about it because it
No,
can only
no,
help.
no. Go ahead and have it checked because the gallbladder wall could be thickened because of retained bile or bile salts are there, or stones are there, and the liquid itself could become viscous. We also do how it is ejecting bile into the pancreas and all that. So there are so many important things that come with if they do ultrasound at least, that will be good enough. Yeah, get it checked, Tova, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to the doctor on Monday, and I have the scan with me on disc.
Good.
So I'm going to let him go ahead and look at all of the stuff about it, and just make decisions on how to get rid of it, or slow it down, or minimize, or whatever we have to do other than surgery.
These days it's very simple. Laparoscope surgery is very simple. They do it within,
is it?
within a day. So before it used to be big abdominal surgery, but now you don't even know. You will be awake, conscious sedation, and then they will take it out, and same day you go home.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for that. Dr. Rao, I would love to work with you. I have a message to you trying to understand more of how your program works. It's not about money. It's just about understanding more of what I'm doing for the money and what's happening with that service. So if you have time to write me in the chat or whatever after your program or whatever.
Something happening, Tova. I have a new team working with a new website and also this enrollment. So they told me wait a couple of days before you invite these new members. So at the time you can really go to the website and read about a lot of services, why they are there, and you will be happy. And then you can always address questions to me, then I'll be happy to answer that. Okay. So the description will be there with each service at the new website. It's going to be BFL at payhip.com. That's the website they gave me, but they're still working on that. I think they're transferring everything from the old website. Maybe that's why it did not work for you, the old website. So they told me don't instill anybody, just let them wait for a few days. So that's what last night news. You heard what I said?
For saying that. Thank you so much, because that was exactly what happened. I couldn't get any information off the website. Thank you for that, and I'll wait a few days. I'll go to the doctor, and then we can revisit this on Wednesday.
Yeah. If you want, you can send messages to me, direct messages on the LinkedIn. That's where I'm better active, easily available. Or go to my Facebook group, Conquer Burnout. That is also there. You can get me. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you again for being so helpful to everyone in the Noom community. Thank you for giving me positive words to continue my journey, and I look forward to seeing you.
Sure, Tova. Nice meeting you. Nice knowing you. Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Okay. So that's important. The gallbladder thing that she suggested, she said about her is important because a lot of people have malfunction of the gallbladder itself, and they don't have to have the stones, but still can have a lot of symptomatology that is uncomfortable. See, as it is, if you are on the way to lose weight for the obesity, you don't want to have any GI problems lingering on. Many people have this gallbladder ejection fraction measured. Then we know how she is ejecting bile or not, and what is happening to the pancreas and other surrounding organs when unnecessary bile is there. So there's a lot goes on there that's important to look at. Sometimes we end up doing ERCP on the patients to see what's going on with the biliary tree. So there's so much there. So Sometimes we'll find this some reasons of why they are gain weight easily too. But I will not say that because that's kind of complicated thing. Let the doctors tell her what was going on, and if they want some solution, I can do that. Really. So that's important. Any GI problem that you may have, you better attend to it so that you can use the optimal digestive function to help you to really eat less and metabolize better. You know, that's one equation people miss is they kind of fast inappropriately, and then they get more sick in the sense they don't have energy, or they cannot concentrate, or cannot sleep well because they're too hungry, and they are depriving them with willpower. Don't do that. Be natural, but change the way you eat, change the things you eat, change the times and all that so that they will fit your circadian rhythm, so that you are not only eating appropriately and also really digesting it and assimilating it into your system better. And so you use that with your exercise, whatever you do, and then you kind of produce less waste that way also. So that means whatever you eat is max efficiently. People don't look like that. They just eat because of the taste, and they just eat because they have pleasure. But they don't see what's going on with my energy, what's going on with my metabolic rate, what's going on with my accumulation of fat after that. All these things can be dissected, and then some knowledge can be by observing ourselves. And suppose you are very hungry in the morning and you ate a very good food and left one third of the stomach with saliva, that means slow eating does that. Then you have reduced the calories, but at the same time, you are feeling full, so you don't suffer like you sacrifice something of the food. And then when you go there, don't drink caffeinated drinks, smoking. All these things are appetite killers. So you want to protect that natural appetite. People don't pay attention to that. But if you pay attention to that, and then you just drink normal water and fruit juices rather than carbonated drinks or these uppers and downers, you're better off. It's not a fad about being natural. You have to be natural if you want to get back to your natural constitution and metabolism. Okay, it's a common sense. Yogis do that everything naturally, and that's the same disease I have. Be natural, be natural for everything. Because I'm so interested in the molecular biology and quantum body. Some of these things actually under our evolution, we already give it away. We get conditioned by advertisement, by somebody else saying this is good for you, even though it is not. They're just simply deceiving us to make money. Okay, so what you want to do is follow your own inner appetite. Any signal from the body, like a nausea, if you eat something that is not really good for you, body is trying to reject it, right? Or you develop a stomach ache or gastritis or excessive amount coming in the reflux. I have seen so many patients suffering from reflux all the time, and they were consuming a lot of antacids, a lot of medication, and then it used to be bigger surgery before, but now we can do the scope, we can cure the ulcers and all that, right? And we can cauterize them. That's also what we come. You can do lots of things with scanning. We can give you a capsule and take the entire picture of our GI tract without putting a scope in you. That is there too. So it's a very advanced techniques are there to know what is going on with your GI tract. But by instinct you can do that too. That is there too. So it's all a question of being natural. Always be natural, then it will be good. Yeah.
I really love that comment.
Yeah.
I really love that comment, Dr. Rao. Dr. Rao, what part of the country are you in?
I'm in Iowa.
No, is that right? You're up north. I'm in Texas. I'm sure you've been here.
Yeah. I've been several times to conferences, friends, and all that. Right?
Yeah, of course. We have a large Indian.
That weather is like my back home in India, Tova. The Texas weather.
Yeah. So I know 3 words: G, Pagel, and Shukriya.
Shukriya is the one, like thanks, right?
Yes, indeed. And I absolutely love the Mahatma Gandhi district in Houston, where I'm from, and I have many Indian friends. I know many Indian doctors, and so I love your culture, and I love the fact that you're here spending time with us to help us learn more about our bodies and ourselves. Thank you so much for that.
This evening hour is my pleasure. After the day actually is done, I come here and talk to people, and that's my pleasure actually.
So that's good. So, Dr. Rao, I have another question real quick about the digestive tract.
Yeah.
If I'm having a stool that's half blonde and half normal, then would that stop me from being able to metabolize the nutrients even if I'm eating the right way?
It depends upon what that is. We got to do the analysis, but also your bile is not there, then you can have bulky stools too. So it's all interrelated. So we need to know more about it.
Yeah, and this is not a stone. This is a polyp. So when you have a polyp, large polyp in your gallbladder, we know, I believe that in my research, I saw 95% of them are benign. But could that be a problem with me being able to metabolize?
Depends upon what kind of polyp it is. Okay. So cellular type, and then the growth, structure of it, all that can be listed with the scan. You don't have to. But then they can also maybe do a ERCP where they can, or they can do MRI. So a lot of techniques are there to elicit more information. They do is a compression of that and all that. So it is a lot more informative. And after that, they can view it. They can determine this has a peduncle or not. The surface is how it is. Is it something that we can be operable? All those things they can tell you just by doing the scans.
Okay, and I've got the scan, and I took a look at it. It's pretty large.
That's it. One scan is enough.
I've got the disc. I'm going to show it to the doctor. What I'm thinking also on the question is, so I should continue with. You're saying, Dr. Rao, it's okay to continue with my new goals. I have 2,000. I'm trying to do at least 1,000 steps. I'm not getting that very well. I'm only getting about 800 right now. And then some days I hit the 2,000 mark, but very rarely, because I'm doing my internship and I'm in the office. And then the other thing is that, so it's okay to continue doing the healthy eating, the yellow and the orange and the green. And do you want me to stick to more of the green foods as opposed to the...
No, I would wait for your doctor's analysis, assessment of what's going on with the gallbladder before you kind of settle on the dietary recommendations, and you may have to forego some foods, or you may have to take some foods, So go and get the report from him and see what they are planning for it. Okay.
Okay, but still try to stay away from pastries and candy.
Obvious.
Right?
That is there. All the fatty foods, sugary foods. Generally stay away from this kind of processed food. That is a general guideline. Then go for organically grown soft foods like fruits or juicy fruits, those kind of
things. Whole Foods is my favorite store.
But if don't go all of a sudden to that, ease into them slowly, So first assessment, then you are okay, where nothing is going to interfere with whatever you got, then you can go for the natural foods as far as possible, unprocessed food. Okay.
Thank you so much for your help, Dr. Brown. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful night.
Sure, no problem. Okay. So that's important thing about our GI tract. See, if you look at it, the GI tract that we have is kind of very complex in the sense it is laden with a lot of hormones. People don't realize that. A lot of your moods, a lot of your feelings and reactions, it can result right away in the gut. Okay, suppose you are upset, you feel it in the gut. You need to go to the bathroom, like if you're fearful, you go to. So that's the important thing to understand. Bacterium is 70% of our body, right? Much of it is in the colon. And then you have this emotionally reacting hormone secreted through the top layers of the gut. Gut means all the way from the mouth to the anus. Okay, that is there. So in between there are liver, pancreas, and gallbladder. So it's a very complex system, tightly laden with how you feel. So relax and really be non-reactive more than responsive, not react. That will be very good. Okay. All right. What is the time now? Oh, you're beyond 7. I have to be here from 7. Okay, Jacob, I'll see you tomorrow, and then call me if you want to talk to me privately. Okay, Jacob? Okay. So I will see you guys again tomorrow because it is time for me to attend something else after this one. Okay. Bye-bye.